Welcome to the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He eats 5 McRibs in a single day, looks like John Turturro if he were the victim of a killer bee attack. Beef loaf. He made out with Louise Post while Richard Patrick watched. He's a consumer of fine beers, and he's anti-Paw Patrol. My Sox Summer. And your host. He still thinks the most racist thing in American history was leaving Shaq off the dream team. Teresi E.
Thank you, Cornsey, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready to talk some baseball and bullshit. All right, boys, how we feeling today? We're a little cramped in this side room. What are you guys thinking?
The sidecar, the Teresi sidecar.
I like the new studio. I like it in here. It's a little more quaint, a little more personal. We could touch each other right now if we wanted to.
Literally
in
touch
an intimate way if we needed to.
Yep.
I really got to watch the volume. It is almost
Spiking
already
like
spiking. And
wow.
we're
not even that excited.
We're not even going nuts yet.
Not even a half
I got
past.
everyone at like half volume right now. So we'll see how this goes. I think hopefully it sounds better. Please thank you guys who have been giving feedback on the sound over the past few podcasts as we're like switching places, trying to find a good spot. Keep giving it to us. We're happy to hear it and happy to try and get it to sound as good as possible.
I undoubtedly will sound like shit tonight just because I'm sick and I'm going to sound like shit.
The thing is, we'll appreciate feedback even on content or the way that things go anyway. We're sort of new to doing the whole podcast thing, and just because we look so hot and sexy in the hot tub and know how to do that really well doesn't necessarily mean we know how to do this. So we'll accept anything we hear from people.
And the production value of the Sunday Soak is like top tier. I mean, you don't get much higher than that production. So
it is, yeah, it's like first time amateur porno level.
Someone asked me and I said,
better.
POV porn.
Better level.
Yeah. That's about it.
With like good natural lighting.
That's right. Yeah, the sun.
Beeflo, how you doing, man?
I got a couple things. I'm good. I got a couple things for you. Both of them are basically for you, Teresi. Number one, I've been hearing more and more talk creeping up about the robot umps.
Yeah.
People love the robot umps. I'm fine with the robot umps too, but I get the sense that people think that the robot umps will never be able to be beat by anything. That they're going to be perfect.
Right, yeah.
And that's not going to happen. Like, teams are going to figure out ways to angle shoot the fucking robot umps, to hack the robot umps. I guarantee the Astros
they're already working out.
have 3 data scientists right now trying to figure out how they're going to fuck with the robot umps. So everyone thinks you're going to get this perfect thing, but what's going to happen is there's going to be like 24 dumb teams that don't know what's going on and 6 good ones that know how to angle shoot the robot umps.
Yep.
It's going to create an even bigger advantage, I think.
What if there's like an awesome glitch? Like you see this, right? Like when in video games and things like that, right?
Up, down, left, right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Even think about, and here's a good example.
Yeah.
Think about the old track and field trick on Nintendo, where you jump off the pad and then jump back on the pad, and it's like 5 million feet.
Yeah.
What if there's some shit like if you throw the ball so fucking far outside, like you hit the Durham Bull, right?
Yes.
It's a strike. Like it's just like it can't register properly. It just fucking calls it a strike.
Right.
Like I would love it if they had something like that.
See, but a bug like that will get eradicated.
Yeah, they'll
quickly.
get it fixed.
But there's going to be some more subtle shit that some teams are going to figure out that will go on for years, and no one will know how the fuck they're doing it. And maybe there'll be some slight irregularities in the data coming through from that, but they won't be able to notice. Like, I guarantee the robot ump will fucking get cheated.
Well, you know where
cheated on.
Where you can see it is like the check swing, right? Yeah. Like because that's not like a really defined rule.
God, I hate
They'll
that.
have to put some parameters to it.
Sure.
And if a team figures out what those are, you might have guys who are like lower tier hitters just changing the way that they swing.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
Like because they know that like they're never going to get called for a check swing if they have like a certain angle or they go a certain distance. Like they'll get more of those calls.
Yeah.
Like it's little edges like that you'll get off the robots. But the more frightening thing is that the robots will eventually become self-aware and kill all of us.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I think it was you, Teresi, a while back said, do you want the robot umps if they were guaranteed to kill one player per year, but you didn't know which player it was going to be?
Right.
And I think most people still do want it.
They do. They just don't realize that could be like a Mike Trout.
It could be, yes.
Or it could be your best player.
Yeah. It could be.
You know, like imagine, for some reason you have a dumb pitcher, like like a Gavin Floyd, right? Like who's not the smartest player, and he decides to argue with the robot ump. The robot ump rips his arms off his body. You know, he might live.
Well,
that doesn't even count towards the one death.
That's a tough surgery to come back from too. I don't know. I know, like sometimes the shoulder surgery works, but the total detachment, I don't know if that's ever happened before. If it'll possibly work.
No, I've been reading a lot on Twitter lately about how good surgeries are going now.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about Tommy John. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about a guy's arm getting ripped off.
That's fine. It's no problem.
It'll fucking heal in like 3 weeks.
They grew an arm on a mouse. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
And my last thing for you in the open, specifically for you, Treasy, so I want to let you know. Not sure if you've been paying attention.
Say anything nice about me.
Bitcoin is back.
No.
Bitcoin is back.
So remember when everyone was Bitcoin millionaires in December 2017 when the price shot up to like 20 grand? Bitcoin tumbled down, but now it's snuck back up, and it's right around $8,000 per Bitcoin.
Now, how is Dogecoin doing? Because that's what I invested most of my money into that.
Dogecoin?
Doge? You know Doge?
No.
Oh, man.
Doge?
No.
Yeah,
Like Dogecoin?
It's almost like that, but it's not.
No, I don't know what
But
that
nothing
is.
like that.
I'll show it to you later.
Oh, man.
It's an internet meme.
Oh.
One of those. I don't know if you're familiar with
Probably
dank
not.
memes on the internet, but they're all over the place. How you doing, my Sexmore?
I'm doing all right, other than being like completely congested, a little bit sleep deprived, but and then my sides hurt because I've been coughing so hard. But other than that, it's a great day. Solid day today at the thrift stores.
Oh, nice.
I actually texted White Sox Day twice.
Did you get some more North Central gear?
So I found a North Central football jersey, and I had told him when we were on our date on Thursday, which we'll get into more later, that I run into this stuff all the time at thrift stores, and it was just funny to see it today. And then when I was leaving, I look over to where they have the hats, and I see a Viva La Stool hat. So I take a picture of it and send it to Mr. Dave, and Dave is like, holy shit, that's a gold mine today, or you're getting the gold mine today. He's like, that hat is at least 10 years old. So I cleaned it because somebody had worn it and it was sweated to fuck. So it was probably Dave. And it was all the way to the end of the band. So it means the guy had a big head. So that was obviously Dave too. So Dave got rid of his old Viva La Stool hat and I bought it today at a thrift store for $1.50. It's pretty awesome. But it cleaned up really nice.
So I don't get, like, you've shown me now a few times, you told me about a few more, that you're getting all these North Central jerseys, right? So I'm wondering, like, I know, like, I don't know this. Like, do schools, like, let you keep the jerseys that you play in?
So,
or do people, because it's not like they're going to the gift store at the school and buying, like, a jersey, right? Like, that would be a weird
so. That would be odd, yeah.
That'd be a weird purchase for North Central.
So what I think is happening with these jerseys, because I'll get a lot of, I don't necessarily get a lot of college jerseys, but I'll get them from time to time. But like the North Central ones, I think specifically, I found so many of the same ones at same stores, like the same versions. Oh, God. They are donating them and getting the money, and that's why I get them. Because I find them at the same stores. It's not like I find them at a Goodwill here and something else here, you know?
So the schools
I find them
donate
only.
them.
Yeah, I think they do that. Because I find like a lot of like old jerseys from like park districts and stuff, too.
Those probably go for a lot of money.
I don't buy those. No.
Old mine right there.
Absolutely. How about you, Teresa?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing a lot better than last week. Last week I was a little ragged, but we'll get into that later. But I'm feeling good now. I'm. It's weird having you guys in my bedroom. You know, it's pretty horny. Gotta tell you. It's nice.
I didn't know that this room even existed.
I know, it's kind of funny. It doesn't look like it's an actual
insane.
bedroom. It just looks like a closet off
It
the hall.
did, but it's like an indented closet. Now it makes sense.
This is just the biggest walk-in closet you've ever been in.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's very nice in here.
It's the biggest walk-in closet I've ever sexually assaulted you in. That's what this is.
That's coming up later.
I thought that was happening later.
Yeah, that's after this next section.
we have to talk some White Sox talk first. Then I think sexual assault will be
Before we get into that, let's talk about the drinking game. I'm switching up the rules this week.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of switcheroos.
This is going to be good.
So I'm going to say, I'm going to keep yours the same there, Beeflo, for the most part. If you use an advanced stat, or if you talk about robots, You got a drink. So you got a couple already. I feel like you're going to talk more robot stuff later, so I'm getting good there.
Oh, I don't know about that.
MSS, if you cough into the mic this week,
that's looking great.
You got a drink. Yep. And if you don't know any players that we talk about, which is probably going to happen, you need to drink. If I say, here's the thing, which I'm going to say a lot.
That's coming.
Free reign on swearing this week. I'm not gonna charge you for me swearing. Yeah. But if I say Daniel Palka, you have to drink. I'm gonna say it a lot. So
drink
if you're wondering what we're drinking right now, we are clearing out my fridge of beer. I have from every podcast we've had a couple extra that are just laying around that have gathered up into the entire bottom shelf of my fridge. So we're going to clear that out. There's all kinds of shit. We're not going to go through all of it, but it's all delicious, and we're going to get very drunk.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Hell yes.
Beefalo, why don't you tell us about what's going on this Sunday?
Sunday, May 26th at 1:10 p.m., the White Sox play the Minnesota Twins in Minnesota. And Teresi and I, along with special guest My Sox Summer, will be at Buffalo Wings and Rings. We'll probably roll in there about noon o'clock to do a little watch party. So come on through. We're going to have discounted food, as Buffalo Wings Rings always provides us. In the corner of the restaurant is the Section 108, which is the big table.
Which we will be sitting in.
That's where we're going to be situated at. And also, we're going to be giving away some stuff. We've got some brand spanking new merch.
Yep.
My Sox Summer has most of it. He's got a plan to bring some of it out there, and we're probably going to do some gambling games. I have some ideas. We'll run some little contests, and people get a chance to win some of the new swag. So
So by gambling games, you mean we're going to have a cockfight in there, in the back,
or dice, or whatever it takes.
Mauricio's got little Jerry Seinfeld just all ready to go.
So that's Buffalo Wings and Rings on Sunday, May 26th. We'll be there around noon. The address is 3434 South Halstead. So meet our asses there. Stay drunk.
We have at least 4 new items, so that we should have by that Sunday. I would assume. I mean, if we don't, fuck me. I have 1 new item. Then everyone can have. I get a shot to win one of those.
I saw the one new item today.
Yeah,
and you'll probably, if you watched the post game last night when we did it, you will have seen this new merch.
We're gonna break it out.
It's gonna be broken.
Throw it out. All right.
Let's talk a little bit about the White Sox, and let's rewind it all the way to the...
Hold on a second. Before we get into Sox Talk, I have something very important to talk about. Today, I have an update on our man J-Mac. According to his Instagram story today, he shot a scene with Lena Paul, who is a very 108 favorite.
That is
108 thick girl.
Very talented.
So we have literally the best from both sides coming together for a video today. I do not think this is the first time they probably got down and dirty, but this might be the best time they're getting down and dirty.
If you're thinking about that in your mind, right, which I know you are, because the table just lifted a little bit.
Right.
Do you feel
Thank you for giving me that credit. I appreciate that.
That's almost like Bridgeport and Canaryville meeting at once. Like J-Mac could be like a Bridgeport guy, and Lena Paul definitely looks like she could be a Villa girl.
It's like De Niro and Pesci. Two people that are really good in their crafts.
I mean, you really took it to another level.
They're meaning to make some great art. That's what I'm looking at.
I was thinking of art. Yeah. Is Tarantino directing this?
You know what? Quentin Tarantino has lost a step. So I don't necessarily think I want him directing anything. That's
like Herschel Savage directing someone.
That's who we need.
I'm hearing good stuff about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm sure you can follow that up with a great porno.
Is that that's the new Manson thing, right?
Yeah, the new Tarantino.
I haven't heard anything about that. I want to watch that, though. I did see that. And then I want to watch Black Klansman, but that's not Tarantino. That's Spike Lee.
That's really good.
Is it really good?
So you know what's amazing in that is Topher Grace playing David Duke. It's like... I feel differently about Topher Grace now. I almost think he's racist because he was so good at it.
Because he was good at it. That's good. I want to see that. So anyway, let's kick on with the Sox talk.
From racist talk to White Sox talk. So last Thursday night, I worked until, 8 o'clock or something. And I was like, I should just go head over to the game and meet these guys up. And I decided, no, I got to get up early for work tomorrow. I'm just going to head home. Headed home, and I'm looking at Twitter on the way home, and I see you guys just fucking everyone's there, right? So I'm like, oh shit, I should have went. And then like I wake up in the morning and I got messages from My Sock Summer till like, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning. And
in our G chat. Not like I was sending you. No. Okay, I want to make that very clear.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like it was.
I don't need Cornsey coming down, beating the door down, trying to give me.
There's very few dick pics, but they
were tasteful and artful.
But the point was, you were still out very late, and I was like, I think I made the right decision to not stay out with you guys. But why don't you tell me about that night? And I'll let Beefloaf kick it off because I think his night ends far before yours does.
Yeah,
it in fact does, and it actually started a little bit later than My Sock Summer as well. So the OnTap Sportsnet folks invited us to their tailgate. They did a Thursday night tailgate. And it was
Northwestern night.
Yeah, it was Northwestern night. So they were crossing their thing with Northwestern. They were crossing streams with Northwestern and with the Shy Sox Weekly podcast. And so they had like 50 flags up the flagpole on Johnny Nani's car. And a couple things they did really right with this tailgate that I think sort of caused it to have an extra amount of people. Number one, they got really close to the Gate 5 entrance.
Yes.
They were way up front. So usually when we've done tailgates with Johnny in the past, we're back on the grassy knoll.
Yes.
Back by 34th Street. Yep. No. They pushed the thing all the way up. So if you happen to be walking by
the home plate
and you just see the guys are out there, you can come by. It's a nice, easy landmark for people to find. Obviously the flags are too. But even if you weren't planning to go and you're just like, oh shit, I've heard of those guys, I'll just pop in there. So even if you didn't know about it, you're able to get into it. And number two, they got several cars together and built almost like a wall. So they had like a big section of area there sort of carved off so they could get the bags set up. They had tables and music and speakers and all kinds of things. So it was a really nice setup. It was cool to finally meet Shy Sox Jonda's mom. I gave her a hug.
Yeah.
She had cancer, but it's in remission now, so it was good to see her. And it was also just good to see all the regular knucklehead folks that we always see, like Tony and Jonda and Johnny and Austin and whoever, all the other guys that were out there.
Those are all fucking knuckleheads. You described them perfectly. They are fucking, like, chuckle knuckleheads.
Patrick Comiskey and Ron Luce and all these guys, like they had their whole crew out there, and so for us it was just me, you, and Aloha Mr. Hand, and then we brought our girls. Yeah. Luckily your wife came and took our girls so that we could really party down James Brown.
Yeah, party down James Brown.
So let me ask you a quick question. Yeah. Did Johnny Nani throw up like a Illini flag? I feel like that would have been like...
He had an Illini jersey on. Okay, he was motherfucking this Northwestern bullshit.
I figured he would troll it somehow.
Yeah,
I'm very proud of him. I love that.
He did. So there was a lot of hits from that night. We had Juice and Buzz trying to fuck us. We saw Big Frank Kaminsky. Just kind of walked by.
He hates us now.
I forget who's in OnTap and who's not in OnTap. So there were so many people there. Like, I totally forgot that Pat Kaminsky was in the whole OnTap. I was like, I don't know who the fuck these people... Like, they took a picture. They took a group picture at one point, and that'll be really good, because I'm going to put little things next to them so I know who they are. And then I can put it up, and I will study that next time I go to one of their tailgates, because there's literally 47 members of that fucking group.
I can't wait to see you walking with that, holding it up to people's faces.
And I'm going to put it up to them.
And then you're not in this picture. So how have you been?
And
Patrick.
No, Pat. I was looking at him post game.
Oh, hello.
I was post game, and I was a little intoxicated, and I was looking at him. I was like, "Fuck, I know this guy, but I don't know how I know this guy." And then later, I saw his picture. I was like, that fucker. I remember that fucker now.
Got a chance to meet a gentleman, Jonathan, who was in from California, who actually went to Northwestern. He's a follower on Twitter of both us and him, and he was excited to meet everyone. Yep. Got a chance to meet my Shy Sox as well.
Yep.
We mentioned that in the tub.
He was a nice guy.
Talked to him a bunch. We were having a good laugh. I was introducing, I was like, My Sock Summer, this is the guy who was telling us to get our shit together on WordPress.
Yeah. Because that's what he does.
And then obviously, the one person that we haven't brought up, we've been forgetting, is My Sock Summer's BFF.
Yeah.
And that's White Sox Dave.
Well, the guy, he started the night off a little rough with me. He posted a picture of me on his Insta, or not his Insta, on his Twitter, and said, roast this guy. And I didn't even get a little bit of a burn. Yeah, it was like one of the weakest roasts I've ever seen Dave try to complete.
There was one good one
about my tat.
That called you Pamela Anderson.
Call me Pamela Anderson.
I like that one.
It's a tribal, not barbed. So I don't understand.
The rest of it was basically cargo shorts.
A lot of cargo short jokes.
Stuff, which is like, I don't know.
I'll be honest, I like cargo short humor. I chuckled several times at some of those.
Yeah, I mean, they're fine. I mean, like the guy that said you got more cargo shorts in the pockets of your cargo shorts.
Yeah.
I like
that. That was funny.
Really good.
That was funny.
That's pretty good.
But like, I feel like that's such an easy target. And I'm wearing cargo shorts right now, so I don't know. I think they're fine.
Yeah. I mean,
the picture was great though because it was the fattest, smokiest, cargo shortiest picture there could be of you. And he got you at a great angle.
It was a really great angle.
He shot it and he showed it to me. He's like, this is perfect, isn't it? And then he clicked it to roast you, and I was like, oh boy, here it comes. And you're right. By the time we got in the stadium and you and I were getting in line to get some beers, there wasn't that much out there. And a lot of people were like, oh, that guy looks fine, you know?
No, and then there was a lot of people that we knew that were like, I'm not fucking roasting that guy.
That's true.
He's big. He'll sit on me. But yeah, then we went to the game. Game was fun. And there was so many people in the 108 Thursday night.
It was ridiculous.
Versus, I mean, it was just probably like the first 8 rows.
Yeah.
But it was packed. Like, everybody was down there.
Yep.
Like, if you wanted to meet the fine fucking White Sox Twitter people that we are and who we associate with, including Dave, even Dave, we were all down there. And Dave just hung out in the section the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
And we didn't have one issue with security.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't anybody that came over. They knew we were having a good time. People were loud. People were getting rowdy. Our man Austin led the 8th grade graduation trip from Toronto through a singing of Our Canada. And
Oh, Canada.
Okay, whatever.
That myself was well into the night.
Good God.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, that was...
He's still recovering, I can tell.
You know what I didn't see was when he hey nodded on them when they left.
Yeah.
That I was like, whoa. These kids are in 8th grade.
That was classy.
Like, they had no idea what they were going on.
They deserved that treatment.
But, that is really one of the reasons that you got to come out on a Thursday night, especially to one of those tailgates, because it's like there was an abundance of beer. I mean, if you needed a drink, you got a drink.
They were flowing everywhere.
If you wanted to meet Frank Kaminsky and see how bird-legged he is, you could have met him. He was right there.
He was.
Like, my calves were bigger than his thighs.
Yeah. No,
it's probably because I'm fat and have fat legs. But,
fellow.
he is a very slight man.
Yeah.
He did not seem too thrilled to have to take pictures with a bunch of fat, sweaty guys. But,
yeah, not interested.
But you know what? Fuck that. You're out in public. If you didn't want to go that way, you could have walked down the street and it didn't matter. But yeah, you get a lot of stories and a lot of free beer out there.
So the game ends.
Yeah.
And we spill into the parking lot. Now, obviously, the tailgate is still right there, so we stop back to Johnny's car. Of course, Johnny still has a bunch of beer, so we're standing around just talking, bullshitting. The Untapped Sportsnet guys are going to do like sort of a live thing, because they usually do like a daily podcast. So they try to get me to get in there with them, but I'm like, I'm hammered. I'm like, no thanks. I just kept talking I was talking to Austin or whoever.
You've never been on tape.
I don't know. I'm not comfortable.
We definitely don't do things drunk.
I'm not comfortable talking into a microphone when I'm inebriated.
Yeah,
so I chose not to do it. I stayed out to the side. And my son summer was over there talking to some buddies from out of town that had in there. And so they start breaking us up or whatever. And when they do, I'm finishing my Busch Light and I'm thinking, now is a good time to get out of here and go home because I'm hammered and I got to go to work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Can we stop for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
That might be the first good decision made while drinking a Busch Light. So I congratulations.
I mean, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's a historic
I'm a trendsetter.
You should put that on the back of a 30-pack of Busch Light.
Remember that
one time at Sox Park.
My Sox Summer, on the other hand, did not choose to go home.
I did not choose to go home.
I leave you there. Where's your night?
So he just rolls. Like, all of a sudden, Loaf's gone. Like, he's just totally gone.
Irish goodbye, baby.
The G-O-N-E, gone. And Mr. White Sox Dave, who now has, like, made no friends with anybody else. Everybody else is gone. Goes to me, hey, do you want to rock over to Rico Beanie's with me and have some food? And I was like, dude, that's like a long walk. And I go, no, I'm not going to walk over. He's like, it's not that far. I'm like, you run marathons.
That's a long walk.
It's a pretty far walk. So he's like, all right. He's like, will you go to Cork with me? And I say, sure. I will go to Cork with you for one drink. And then, then the shit show fucking ensues. We have Dave comes over, buys, the first round. I'm trying to buy rounds of beers, not happening. He wants to do a shot of Jameson. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing a shot of Jameson after I've been drinking all fucking night. Thank you to Juice and Buzz. And so we end up doing, which I don't know if this is better when I say, they're like, so what do you want to do instead of a Jameson shot? And I go, Jaeger. Yeah. And then people are like, what? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'd rather do Jaeger because I guess it's the shit that I'm used to, rather than the shit I don't really like.
Yeah, I mean, you're going cough syrup instead of whiskey, right? I mean, and I think the proof is about the same.
Probably.
If I'm mentally registering it all right now, but I think they're about the same.
I don't like the taste of Jameson.
Right. Plus, it's Jaeger's like a digestif. So after all the encased meats and beers you had, that's exactly what you need to let everything flow properly.
Yeah, it's a smart move.
Yeah,
strategic.
You're probably one of the smartest people I've ever met.
Pretty much.
Just from doing
nailed it down.
Unfortunately, they didn't have Busch Light there. Then I could have had
made a good decision.
Another good decision. And then we went and had and it's fun when you're out with Dave because people know who Dave is. And people come up to Dave and talk to Dave and buy Dave shit. And if you're the fat guy sitting next to Dave, they buy you shit too.
Because you look hungry.
No. I didn't eat anything.
Oh, are you his security?
They're like, Dave, can I buy you a beer? And can I buy your fat friend an order of cheese sticks?
That would have been better than the shot of Malort that somebody bought me. But no. And a shot of Malort, a shot of Jaeger, and then another shot. I don't remember what it was.
You had a lot of drinks after we parted ways.
I know there was 3 drinks because I remember when I was trying not to throw up the next morning that I had at least 3 shots. And I remember I kept looking at my phone to see what time it was. And I'm like, it's not even 1 o'clock yet. You're fine. And then by the time I got home, it was like 1:17. I'm like, you're really fucking drunk. I don't remember exactly getting into bed, but I know I got up there, but I know there was a debate whether or not I should go upstairs or just go to sleep downstairs.
I don't understand. What are you, fucking Cinderella? If it strikes 1, something weird?
No.
Why was 1 o'clock such a terrible error? And then
it's not.
So it was too much.
I know what's going on in this head. Let me try and explain it. Because I think I get it, right?
Okay, go for it.
If you get home after 2 on a weekend, or on a weekday, you close the bar.
Yep, that's true.
If you get home at like 1, around 1, you didn't close the bar.
You're fine. That late. Yeah.
You didn't go out late.
Yeah.
You were home at a reasonable hour. that is my brain does that around like 10 p.m. and I'm just like, as long as the lights don't come on in this bar, I've been totally responsible.
That's kind of it, but it was also the night before we'd done the podcast. We'd done the podcast the night before, and I got home at 1 o'clock. I was like, okay, well, I was really dragging ass this morning, so maybe I should try to get home before 1, and I kind of did, but I also felt like I walked home like a guy wearing clown shoes, because it was like, I just my full-on flapping, just trying to stay
you do erect. That when you're real drunk.
Yes, yeah.
Did you have a backpack with you?
No, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
So that's my favorite My Sock summer walk. When you're like really drunk and you got a backpack because you're not quite used to the weight that's being distributed, and then you're having trouble with it already.
So bad.
And if you
that's Sasquatch.
If you stepped on a loose manhole cover, we'd lose you forever. It would be over.
It would be comical. Yeah, but no, it was a fun night. Dave's a fun time, and it's a fun time to hang out with him. If you don't follow me on Twitter, or if you fucking better, go back and look at it, and you look at all the pictures from the fucking night, because I posted a shitload of them, and there's probably 30 more on my phone, because I was like a little fangirl. It was great.
There was also a video, I think, of you guys singing something.
Yeah.
I saw that. Did you scrub that up there?
Scrubs, yeah. Yeah, no, I did not. I did not scrub, to use the word, did not scrub my Twitter the next morning. I let it all hang.
You gotta leave it out.
Let it all hang.
Yes. You did it. You got no.
I'm not worried about
Clown walk home and all.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, I wish we had footage of that.
Yeah.
That would have been. I wish you had a GoPro on for the walk home.
Oh, I don't think that would be good.
How nauseous would you get from that?
It'd just be me, kind of looking like this and smoking.
I just imagine that, the whole clown walk had a stop in the middle at somewhere near 33rd and like Wallace, where you're just like having a cigarette with some homeless guy.
No, that did not happen.
Unfortunately.
It might happen later, though.
Don't rule it out.
No.
Don't rule it out. All right, so
That was Thursday.
were you done?
Yeah, 100% done.
I mean, you sound like you were done.
Oh yeah, no, that was pretty much it.
That's quite a tale.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you did not throw up.
I did not
Proud
throw
of
up.
you. But you would have got to
good.
taste Malort for the second time through,
Yeah.
which is always fun.
Yeah,
So that's it. You kind of missed out on that.
I'm gonna try to keep thinking of what the third shot was. I know it was a Malort,
I just want
a Jaeger.
whenever
and I don't
you
remember
think
what the
of
last
it,
one was.
whenever you think of it,
Yeah, just
during
shout
this
it out.
podcast, just yell it.
going to.
No context.
I'm going
just
to.
yell whatever the shot was.
Yeah.
All right. The next, not the next day, but Saturday, me and Beef Loaf got to live the sweet life. Well, at least for like an inning and a half.
Yes.
Yeah.
But our ticket rep, Nick, awesome dude, loyal listener of the show, so he's listening right now.
Yep.
And I can tell him just how handsome he looked that day.
Yeah, that's true.
How much more handsome he looked than Stanton. I will say
100%.
that. I'll
Yeah,
say that.
easily.
And so I'm sure they're both listening to this. So we got to go up to he invited us up. He said, we had the suite for like the first couple innings.
Yep.
Our buddy Joe was up there. We saw him and his wife, and it was cool to go up there. But like we sat there for a little bit, and like I did not like it. Like I do not want to watch a baseball game like that.
Yeah.
Like if
You're detached.
like if the Stones were playing a show there, and it's kind of inclement weather,
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be in that suite, right? But like, even in a cold game, like I'd rather be in the seats. Like I'd much rather. It just like they scored a run, and like me and Beef Loaf are getting pumped up, and no one around us is getting pumped up. People are sitting quietly clapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's not
rough.
our seat.
There's not a lot of
Not
high
our seat.
fives in the suites.
Plus, it was
when
only
somebody scores.
Bud Heavy up there too, which wasn't also.
Ugh.
I mean, they're free, so like I'm not dissing
Well,
that.
that's what I was going to mention. The email come through that there's going to be food and drinks, and then by the time Treasy and I got there, because we stopped off and we entered the game late anyway, so it's like the end of the first inning. We're going up there. All that was left was Bud Heavy and the dessert cart. And we could have gotten some from the dessert cart, but what are we going to do with a football-sized piece of cake when we're going to get thrown out of there in an inning?
I take it down to the
this isn't
seat.
gonna work,
it was outrageous.
Share with
It
your
was-
fat
it was-
Fred
it
White
was-
Sox summer.
It was outrageous.
big,
Big.
you know?
Like
I know
me and
how
you
big it was.
eating like a 5-inch in diameter turtle from side to
Yeah.
side. Like it would have been sexy, but like it wouldn't have been that great.
It was good catching up with Nick, and it was nice to be invited up there. And we apologize to the other season ticket holders for monopolizing next time because we just like to talk. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I
we
mean
do
we're just
about
talking
that.
shit up there, and just
Yeah.
talking about I mean it's funny because when you talk to people on Twitter, right, and most people are upset, like people don't come out to the games, or some people are like, why would I come out to this shit team?
Yeah.
Right? And we always are trying to think of like, how do you get more people out to the game? And then you talk to someone whose job it is to do that.
Right.
And the lengths that they go to like try and get people out to the park and like just make it a great experience for people.
Yep.
Like you realize just how fucking difficult it is
It's very
to get
fucking
people out
difficult.
for this team.
To get people
And, like,
to spend money on this team.
Yeah,
I-
that's true.
I would not want to be in that position. I just like that was like the one takeaway from that suite was like I would not want to be in the position, especially like not only just for our guy who's trying to fill the regular seats,
Yeah.
but imagine trying to sell one of these suites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about like some
It's tough sled.
very premium seating, right?
Yeah.
Where you got to get a bunch of people. It's expensive, and you're gonna have Ivan Nova pitching.
Right. A non-premium product.
Yeah, I mean,
At a premium price.
that's a tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough sell, man.
It is.
And not to give away any secrets, because Nick told us some stuff that he's doing and how some of the work that he does, and like our boys hustling, man. They're working hard trying to get people into the stadium. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean,
They're doing whatever they
and they're
gotta
trying
do.
all kinds of shit.
All kinds of stuff.
Not,
Yes.
it's
Some
real
smart
like,
things,
some
too, like-
outside the box shit.
Yeah.
And like, I love that they're doing that, but you just, like when we're sitting around, we're like, you know what they should do, man? They should do this,
Yeah.
and it'll work. And it's like, there's there's 10 guys that tried that already.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're thinking of things on the whim. These guys are doing it for the job. It's fucking, I'm glad it's not my job. That's all I was going to say. Like that seems brutal.
I mean, the bottom line is, what you got to do? Make the goddamn team better.
Right.
Then these guys' job will get a little easier.
Well, I mean, like, did you see? The Pelicans that got the first overall pick?
Yeah. So they
did you see the video of their ticket sales team?
No.
Holy shit! You thought they won the championship.
Well, because they're going to sell a bunch of tickets.
The room exploded. I didn't freeze frame the whole thing, but I'm pretty sure people had sex during the celebration. Like, it was that intense.
It's probably been a long time for the Pelicans team, too.
Yeah, I mean, like, since, Anthony Davis came along, right? That's probably, like, the last time someone was, like, someone called and said, "May I have tickets?" That's probably,
And they got, like, a homeless-looking Miami Hurricane mascot as their mascot, too.
Yes.
So it's kind of not, it's not like it's
a great description. I kind of like the Miami Hurricanes mascot, but homeless.
If you were trying to make a terrible, downtrodden mascot, this is the mascot you'd make. My Sox are totally right.
Man.
They shouldn't have given it the patched together hobo gear to be its outfit. I don't know why they did that.
I wish I could talk about the things that they talked about in the suite, but I was not invited. It was obviously reverse racism. I mean, they're like, bring up the Hispanics, fuck the whitey. It's fine. It's totally fine. I'm not upset about it.
You already have white privilege.
So yeah, exactly. Fuck me. And plus, I don't like Budweiser. I don't like the Bud Heavy. I'm not a big Bud Heavy fan. I'm already heavy enough. I don't need that. And apparently, my opinion does not matter. So that's no big deal. No big deal, Nick. No big deal. I don't need to be involved in everything.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Is this the tipping point that made you realize that your opinion doesn't matter?
No, yeah.
Because I'm surprised.
It's been a while. This is really spelled it out on the bathroom mirror and like when it's all fogged up from a hot shower. It's like
for a good Buick.
But I'm mostly upset that you guys didn't bring me back one snack or one beer. Like, you didn't even try to sneak one out.
Well, I mean, Teresi did get something from the dessert cart, but he stole what he got from the dessert cart. You want to tell him, Teresi?
Yeah, so they had these White Sox poker chips there, right?
Oh, nice.
And I said, hey, what are these? Are these free? And because I steal. So
finger discount.
Hispanic.
So they're like, oh yeah, no, you take this down the hallway and you get an ice cream in exchange for this.
Oh.
And I said, oh, thank you, I will do that. And I just put it in my pocket.
What does it look like? Is it cool looking?
It's a cool little White Sox poker chip. I mean, it's way cooler than a fucking ice cream.
Yeah.
Well,
ice creams are pretty cool. They're cold, actually.
Yeah, but I'm not 7, so I'm not that excited about that. I'm an old man, so I'm excited by poker chips.
That's right.
Obviously.
There are some things that sit.
I don't need a fucking ice. If I had an ice cream that day, there would have been a shit situation.
Oh, there'd been doo-doo butter everywhere.
And not since we've been where was it, Minnesota? Where that Sunday we went to the. I don't know why we chose to go to the Sunday day game after a weekend.
Oh, it doesn't sound good at all.
And I was like, I look at Beef Loaf and I'm like,
I gotta take a deuce.
I gotta go take care of something. Now, luckily, the Minnesota Stadium and Minnesota in general is
really nice.
It's like the cleanest place you've ever been.
It really is. Yeah.
And their bathroom, because it was a pretty new stadium at the time. And for some reason, Minnesotans, they keep the place nice and tidy. It was the cleanest, sports bathroom I've ever been in.
That's awesome.
So it was not too bad. But then we came out and Slumpbuster kicked a beer off the second deck down onto some people, and that kind of ended our fun.
Then you had to cut bait.
Then we had to leave. So speaking of cutting bait. There are some guys on this team who probably need to get jettisoned.
The White Sox. We're talking about the White Sox right now.
No, we're talking about the 108. We're talking about no. We are talking about the White Sox.
The heat doesn't matter. Don't get to go to suites. This is the way you're breaking it all down for me. I appreciate it.
Did you not wonder why your outline today was on a pink piece of paper?
Yeah, no shit.
Please
don't sue us.
The White Sox need to lose some guys. So I just wanted to go around the room and see who should just get flown to the moon from this team. Who needs to go? B-Flow, I'll let you go first, because I feel like you're going to come at me and be like, no one. They're all great.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I think.
Not quite. I mean, this topic for me was covered nicely by our buddy NWI Steve. He had an article, I think it was at the beginning of this week, about trimming some of the fat off this. He had his article up at Loop Sports, and he talked about several guys that you needed to sort of cut from this team, get rid of. I'm sort of looking at this from the other perspective of who do I want to take a look at? Because I'm trying to look forward. I'm not so much worried about cut bad player from this current team so we'll get 1 or 2 games better. I'm more looking at what motherfucker do I want here so we can get a long look at him before stuff starts mattering and we know what the hell we've got. And there's a couple guys, but I'm only going to touch on one to start, and we'll go as we go around the room. But the first guy that I looked at and thought, this is a guy we really need to get a look at, is Danny Mendick. Danny Mendick, yeah, exactly.
He's got the greatest name.
He does have a great name.
He does have the greatest name.
Perfect name. But Danny Mendick is crushing AAA right now. Slash line 285, 371, 477. This was as of a day or two ago when I pulled these stats. He's 10 for 10 steals. His strikeout rate's only 18%, and his walk rate's 11%. There's only one problem. Everyone's going to say, good. He'll come up, he can play second, we'll get rid of fucking Yomer Sanchez. That's the problem, though. He's not really Yomer's replacement here. You pretty much have to jettison one of my favorite relief pitchers this season. He was throwing 52, and I think I could have got a stick up there. Jose Rondon. That's pretty much the one-for-one guy because Mendick's not on the 40-man roster. He'll be Rule 5 eligible, so if you want to keep him next year, got to put him on the 40-man. And he's right-handed, and so's Rondon. So, like, if you're going to hang on to Yomer, or if you're going to bring this guy up, Jose Rondon is the guy that's going to
and Rondon has no options. He's got to go.
He has no options. And the thing I feel bad about, like, Rondon stunk this year other than that relief appearance, but the problem is they haven't really given him a chance to play. They barely played the guy. So, yeah, he hasn't been that good, but in order to get a look at a guy, you got to kind of give him some extended playing time and figure out what the fuck he is. They haven't done that, and now Danny Mendick is beating down the door, and the AAA stats look really good, and he actually walks. So, like, Jose Rondon never walked, but he did have the power. This guy looks like a little more balanced thing. I don't know if he's only, if he only becomes Tyler Saladino as his cap or whatever. But it's probably worth taking a look at someone that you want to bring up here. So I reached out to friend of the podcast, friend of the 108, Brian Billick, just to ask him, how's the glove?
Good resource.
Can the glove... I figured we might as well talk to people smarter than us and get the information. I said, how's the glove? Okay? Can this guy play, or is he just a guy who could fake positions like Larry Garcia? Larry Garcia's not really good at defense anywhere, but he's good enough to, like, play the spot. And Billick told me that originally Mendick was a glove-first prospect.
Okay.
And has developed a whole bat thing since he's been in the Sox system. So, yes, he can 100% handle second base. I would love to see him manning second base by the next time the White Sox get back in town. And I would love to see them just plan him there, play him for 4 months. Let's see what the fuck we got.
So, like, I like what you're saying. The only thing I don't like about what you're saying is that you seem hesitant to get rid of Rondon. And I think, like...
But he loves Rondon.
This is the time... Like, I mean, like, I think we've seen a good amount of plate appearances from Jose Rondon.
Wants to hump him.
I don't think he's what we were hoping he would be. I have a lot of doubts about him being very good. So, like, just cut bait with him. Just cut bait with him. Like, don't fuck around with these things. Stop holding on to guys way too long.
No, that's fine. I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying we never really got a long enough look at him to know for sure. I don't think we did. I don't think we played him enough consecutively to get
there was some time when Yomer was not playing and because he was out looking for John Jay. And they had Rondon in there, so I think he got a look. He didn't get a long look, but he got a long look, but he got a look. Yeah, and you didn't take advantage of it.
Tough shit.
That's it, man. That was your chance.
Because with Mendick here, you only have till the end of the year. Like when we get to the next offseason, he's got to be protected on the 40-man. So now you're killing a spot anyway. Yeah. So this is your look at Jose Rondon if you want to take it.
Right.
Or if you want to move on, then I would love to see Danny Mendick play second every day.
I mean, that's not. I don't disagree with that.
Plus,
I would love to give him the Mendick. I think that would be great. First off, Yonder for Palka, easy cut. Like get rid. Speaking of trimming fat, let's get rid of his fatty ass and bring in our less than fat Palka. who I think is like gained some weight because he seems to be hitting ball again. So I'm pretty sure that's why it's all happening.
Well, the ball that they use in the international league is like a fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's
thing goes flying around the
Adam
ballpark.
Engel's out there hitting home runs.
Yeah, he's hitting homers too.
I mean, Palka hit one home run over the scoreboard, and then we were talking about the one from Saturday night. It didn't even look like he hit it that hard the other way, and the thing fucking rocketed out of the ballpark.
Yeah. I mean, I also think that when you drop in your pitching, like the quality of pitching goes that far down or goes that down, just even one level. Yep. Like it's got to be like way different. Like if you can see a major league fastball and then you go to the minor league and see a minor league fastball, it's got to be like two way different things, right? Like
I think it's the junk that's different. Right, like it's like the off-speed stuff.
Right,
sucks, or it hangs a lot. You
or
know,
it's just all over the place.
Like there's a lot more mistakes. You know, like if you only get maybe one good pitch to hit during a major league at bat, you might get 2 or 3 in a minor league at bat, and that's the difference, right? And like he's obviously taking advantage of him.
He is.
Well, I got a question about this though, but for the group, right? And I think people on the Twitters have mentioned like, you know, could Daniel Palka play first base? And he did. I mean, he was a corner infielder. That's why one of the reasons why he's so fucking terrible in the outfield is he never played that position.
Right, that's right.
So if they're not,
did he catch?
No,
because that would have been awesome if he was a catcher. Because
he played first.
Get into that.
In college, he played first and pitched, I believe, were his 2 positions in college. So if you're not serious about Matt Skoll, right? Like, it doesn't seem like they have any intention of bringing him up. He's just a warm body down there.
Yeah, no one's been serious about Matt Skoll.
So why not play Palka at first a little bit? Get him into that and use him as like what they had Nicky Delmonico there for, right? Like he could play some first, he could play some left, you know, and he's this nice guy that you can have and work him in and out of the lineup as a lefty bat.
Right.
Like, do that with Palka. Why not play him at first a little bit? Get him those reps back, and then use him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know, but they don't seem to be using him at first in Charlotte either. Like
that's what I'm saying.
You think they'd be working?
That's what I'm saying. Like, give him some reps there.
Yeah, they should
because you don't care about Matt Skoll, obviously. Even though he's got like 13 home runs,
right?
But again, to the Super Bowl thing.
Yeah.
But if they truly don't want to give. If, like, Matt Skoll's just there to be, like, just in case of some injury, why not have Daniel Palka be that guy, right? And
seems easy.
You could bring up Palka and say, and I've said Palka a lot, haven't I?
Yes.
I told you I was gonna. But you could bring him up, and, I mean, this is kind of laughable, but it's true, right? Like, you're looking at a team that's doing some bullpen games right now.
Yep.
You can use an extra arm. He can fill that Matt Davidson role of pitching a couple innings every now and then. And he's not going to look silly like Jose Rondon.
Right.
He won't throw that slow.
He's going to throw high 80s, low 90s.
Jose Rondon scoreless in.
He did. Yeah, I know, but it still was fucking ridiculous. And then play a little first, play a little left, play a little right.
Yep.
Like, it seems like you can work him in all over the place if you wanted to get that bat back up. Maybe they just don't.
Well, I don't know if it's that. I think the biggest thing is that, and we've talked about it several times, Yonder is getting paid way too much money to just say, okay, well, we're not going to do this anymore. And
by the way,
our organization is so cheap. Like, I feel like they're cheap. It's like, what is it? What did we get? $6 million or $8 million?
$8 million this year.
$8 million. So
I believe it's 9 next year.
They have 8 million reasons not to let him go somewhere else.
He's only 360, 370 at bats away from hitting that now.
That's fucking. I mean, that just pisses me off. It pisses me off that. I mean, I get it. I understand why they signed him, but then like now when they didn't sign him and then he still showed up, it's just like, what the fuck? Why did we do this? And he's not doing well. If he was anybody else, if he was one of our young guys like a Palka Davidson, or not Davidson, but Delmonico, whatever, they're gonna fucking cut him. They're gonna send him down. There's no way in fuck you would let anybody else stay up with that average to like stay there and just continue to bat like shit. I mean, he does have timely hits from time to time. And then the whole fucking bullshit article. I was bullshit article where they're saying, oh, he's hitting the wall really hard and it's just never been like this before and blah, blah, blah. And what the fuck is going to turn around? Get the fuck out of here.
I was sitting there during the...
I hate to agree with that guy from fucking White Sox Premium, but he's fucking right. Like, it does seem bullshit.
During the almost no-hitter, I was sitting there just like cursing your name, My Sox Summer, because like I thought for sure Yonder was going to break it up, and I was just going to get a message that said,
"Oh, I would never
timely hit."
Yeah.
And I would have snapped my phone in half.
Was that last night? It was last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was passed out on the couch at like 7:30. So
I mean, with a lot of these guys,
messages.
With a lot of these guys, I think we're dealing in sort of a small sample size theater here.
Oh yeah, for
particularly
sure.
the guys that people want to jettison from the team, and Yonder Alonso is one of them. But you also have to look at what does it mean for the future? What does it mean for next year's team? What does it mean for the following year's team, etc.? And someone like that doesn't add any value to it. He's untradeable. It doesn't like it doesn't move the needle. You know?
So does Palka really add a lot of
I know Palka's got team control. So like if Palka ends up being good, you can have him for a while. You know?
I know it's small sample, right? But I'm not looking at it from like Yonder sucks this year. I think
a lot of people are.
I'm looking at it as like this guy's high end right now will be like a 735 OPS.
Right.
Like that's what he is at best.
Right, at this age, and this is his career trajectory.
And we're gonna, and if we give him, I think it's like 370 more plate appearances.
Yep.
We owe him $9 million next year.
Yeah.
And I find that ridiculous. Like I wouldn't.
Right.
Why would you pay that?
It's true.
Right. You're gonna have to pay up if you want to keep Jose Abreu. You're gonna have to at least give him the qualifying offer. Right, which is going to be $18 million.
Yep.
So you're paying $27 million for basically to cover first base.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It's way too much for a team like this.
Fucking ridiculous.
So I would jettison.
What do you got? Who's your first guy?
So I thought to myself, like, man, we're picking on a lot of these guys. But the pitching's so bad. Maybe we should look at the pitching. You can't. There's just no, you can't, like, there's not enough bodies. Like, you can't jettison any of these pitchers. So you got to stick with these guys and give them their innings. But the guy that I thought of, and I feel terrible saying this because this has been my guy. But he's not doing the PEDs anymore.
He's not holding his end of the market.
Yeah, he's not doing what I hoped he would do and come here and juice his brain out and hit like 20 home runs a year. But Welington Castillo, I think, it's just the end of the road here. Like, when they decide to bring up a Sebi Zavala or a Zach Collins, like, that's just it for Welington Castillo. Like, they're just gonna, they're gonna cast him off. And it's unfortunate because, like, he was once a good player.
Yeah, that's right.
It's kind of fallen off. Maybe he, sticks that needle back in the butt. Gets a little thing going.
Needle in the butt drugs, baby.
Some catcher gets injured, we can move him, but I think it's probably going to end up being him just getting cut.
And I had sort of the same thing. It was like, from the outside, he seems like really useless, but like we do need a drug connection, and we do need to have a backup catcher just in case MC can't make it out one day. So, but I mean, it's not going to kill us to bring up a prospect to do like every third day catching. Like, the bat that Welly is giving us is not any better than what we'd probably get from a minor guy.
Yeah, it's true.
And then at least get to fucking cut his chops at the major league level versus the minor league level. And I don't know. There's not going to hurt anybody there. That's going to help, hopefully, long term, as long as you know that like one of the guys you're bringing up from the minors is going to be your guy.
Or you figure out that he's not your guy.
Yeah.
At least you did that, right? At least you didn't do that in a year where you're trying to be competitive.
Yeah.
Right. That's the sort of thing they got to start figuring out.
That's an important thing, and I think that's worth doing. And it's getting close to that point, I think, for the catching position.
I was thinking about this though, like reasonable point. I, however, would not jettison Welington Castillo. I would hang on to him.
You like because he's
only for one reason. So Zach Collins is just recently having some we'll call it success. He's having some success in the lower levels of the minors. He sort of underperformed all the way. He had the good walk rate, but the power wasn't quite there where you wanted it to be. Yeah. Now he's in the Super Bowl era, and he's hitting for a bunch of power, right? But he's got a high strikeout rate and then the high walk rate. And I put something on Twitter. I think we talked about his profile is a little bit like Adam Dunn. He's going to strike out a ton, the walks. Like, people get frustrated with him.
Fucking
If
dirty.
they launch Welington Castillo and they bring up Zach Collins, and you have Zach Collins, and then James McCann turns back into a fucking pumpkin, White Sox fans will want to kill everyone when both catchers aren't hitting shit and can't do anything behind the plate. And I can't wait for it. I can't wait for chaos in August when they're both here and they're 0 for 8 and they're 0 for 88.
Yes,
they're 0
that's
for
why you're
88
Mr.
for the
Burns.
month. I can't wait for it.
So I have to quickly say something because my phone just started blowing up. Charlie Tilson Grand Slam.
Oh my god!
Really? Wow.
So if
they send him down?
any of you had him on the jettison list, let's just scratch him off.
I did not.
No. I like Charlie Tilson.
I do like Charlie.
And let him play as much as he possibly can, as long as it doesn't stop my man Dan Palka from coming back onto this team.
Treasy and I talked about this. We've all talked about this last year when he has a cup of coffee. He has a lot of utility if he can play some center field.
Yeah.
Because if you have a guy who can play all the outfield positions, he puts the bat on the ball, and now if he's hitting it with a little bit more authority, that's a great fourth outfielder guy you can plug in. You're never going to get in this situation where Austin Jackson gets hurt and you got nothing.
Right.
You're going to have a guy there who's a reasonable human ball player, which the Sox need to start lining up some of those. You know?
Not a robot.
Not a JB Shuck. Not JB Shuck.
Wait, were you saying he's not a robot?
JB Shuck might be a robot. Also not a good ball player. Not a good human ball player at all.
One of the guys you brought up that you thought maybe we should cut is Yomer, or the internet.
The internet thinks we should cut Yomer, yeah.
I don't want him to get cut because his wife and family sits right next to Mr. Hand's seats.
Yes.
And I'm trying to work a play date with their son and my daughter because I just by the looks of it, they probably eat some really good, like, ethnic food. You know, like, I could be getting some, like, good ass
you get in at
food during this play date.
Yeah.
And, I think May and his son will get along just great. So, let's just let that go.
As much as people don't like Yomer or are fed up with Yomer, he had a bad stretch to start the year. But he's been hitting, and the defense has been there. And truth be told, he's a useful player. Now, the Yomer thing, you're not just going to DFA him.
No.
He gets traded.
Yeah.
He finishes the year here, and then the White Sox probably don't tender him again because he's going to be doing other raise probably, and it's going to be getting a little expensive for the utility guy. If they brought up Danny Mendick, and you still have Lurie Garcia...
Every time. Gets me every
time. I think those guys can cover the infield spots effectively, right? I mean, you don't need any more utility players. So you might see a situation where Yomer ends the season here, and then they just don't re-up him, sort of like they did with Avi Garcia.
Or they can trade him, right? I mean, like there's a guy like that has some trade value. I mean, you see it, and he's not going to get you any nice return, right? But like, you might get a little international bonus. You know, you might be able to get a young lottery ticket player, right? Because there's going to be teams as it gets close to the trade deadline that have some injuries. They want to be secure in their infield. I mean, you look at the Yankees. The Yankees are a good example of a team that if this were July and they had these injuries, they would need a Yomer Sanchez.
For sure.
Right? Because then they could say, like, well, at least the fielding side of this we've got down. And if he hits, great. Yeah. Right? It's just a bonus.
I mean, if Gordon Beckham still has a job and can still play professional baseball, Yonder Sanchez can definitely play Major League Baseball.
That's exactly right.
I mean, fucking Christ.
All right. I had one last guy, and I'm not saying to jettison this guy. I'm just saying maybe it's time for him to go back down, and people will not like this, and we'll get into our next topic based on that. Mm-hmm. I've had enough Ryan Cordell. Like, I'm not enamored with Ryan Cordell. I don't, when people were throwing it right down the middle to him, like he was hitting, I don't feel like he hits very well. The tool's just not there. I think people think he's a good fielder. He's not.
They're wrong.
So there's not like a lot of value to this guy. I would rather see Tilson play in his spot every day. Yeah. Even if Tilson has to go against lefties. Like I don't care. I'd rather see that. I think it's time for Cordell to just be sent down. And maybe he tears it up down there like everyone else is tearing it up. And you maybe give him a second chance towards the end of the season. Right. But like I just don't see it. I don't see that guy as being a guy, when they got him there was rumblings of him playing center field, that's fucking not going to happen. So, like, I don't see a lot of value in that guy. I don't see a reason for him to be taking any at-bats from anyone else.
No. I mean, at least pick somebody that everybody likes.
And
give us Daniel Palka.
Palka is a guy, right, that we talk about a lot. And I think a lot of people say, like, well, Cordell's so much better on defense. Right. Why would you want to give that up? And that leads me to the next topic, which is why do people care so fucking much about outfield, corner outfield defense, especially in the smallest outfield in the division? Like, we have a small park.
Yes.
Like,
square foot wise, it's the smallest outfield division.
You're not getting much value out of your corner outfield.
Right.
Like, it's just not going to happen.
On the defensive side.
On the defensive side, yeah. Like, you're not going to get it. Like, that's why you have a guy like Eloy Jimenez out there. Like, because it doesn't fucking matter. Right. He could be a butcher out there as long as he doesn't hurt himself, which he did. But he could be a butcher, and it doesn't matter as long as the hits come.
Yeah, that's why when you had good teams, you had Jermaine Dye's old bones out there, and you had Carlos Quentin, who was a terrible defender out there. Who gives a fuck? They hit a bunch of jacks. That's what you do in our ballpark. That's how you win. You don't need a spectacular, slick defender in a corner outfield. Right. This isn't Pittsburgh or Kansas City or a spot where that's really super fucking valuable, or Colorado or something like that.
Right. Think about it this way. If Daniel Palka comes up and hits 10 to 15 more home runs, drives in 20 more runs than a Ryan Cordell, which is very possible. Like, that is the likely scenario to happen if you compared those two guys.
Right.
Are you telling me that Ryan Cordell is saving 10 to 20 runs on defense?
There's no way in hell.
It's fucking impossible.
100%.
Like, not enough balls get hit at you to do that. Like, he'd have to, like, Palka would have to be out there like a double Jim Abbott to fucking not be able to keep up with Ryan Cordell on defense against his own hitter. So
Double Jim Abbott was my favorite Nintendo. Couldn't stop playing it.
What was the cheat on that?
You had to put your nose on the controller.
Your nose on the pad and then move it over real quick.
Your nose and your feet had to be on there. No, I don't disagree, and I actually took a little look. So just to give, there's going to be some numbers, but just to give a little more credence to this discussion, people do worry a little too much about defense, and I think it's because they think about themselves playing Little League or themselves playing in high school, when in the pro game, things are different. Back in 2005, when the Sox won the World Series, the American League hitters struck out 15.8% of the time. Fast forward 13 years later, 2018, American League hitters strike out 21.9% of the time.
So insane.
A 40% jump in strikeout rate, okay? There's a lot less balls even being fucking hit into outs.
So 21% of the time.
Yes.
21% of the
outs recorded
do not happen in the field.
Yeah. Correct. Do not even go out in the field. The outs occur right there with the catcher. Right there at the pitcher and catcher. Nothing to worry about there. Also, it's much more important to hit home runs than it was in 2005. Same thing for the AL. The percentage of hits that were home runs in 2005, 11.6. In 2008, 14.1. So if you don't got that power, you're not keeping up with that power, you're at a decided disadvantage. Well, why? Because your fucking guys strike out a lot, and they don't put the ball in play and have an opportunity to get other types of hits, which lowers how much defense you need. Okay? It's a macro thing across the league. So you'll probably get excited when you watch, like, the Boston Red Sox have, like, the best defense ever. And well, that's planned because they have a big right field. And that's why they got Mookie Betts in right field.
Yeah.
We got a tiny right field. We don't need a fucking superstar outfielder or some great defender there. We need a guy to hit 35 jacks. That would be the best right fielder for us, left fielder for us.
Right.
Et cetera.
Right. I mean, like, so take it this way and think about, like, one of the best right fielders you could have defensively, right? This is a really good a really good right fielder is right on the other side of town. Right? Jason Hayward is a fantastic right fielder.
Yep.
Everyone on the south side definitely wants him, right? That's definitely the guy that you want. Like, I mean, really though, like, if you're praising, like, I need this right field defense, it's so important, that's the guy you're asking for.
And he's fucking miles better than any outfield defender on the Sox.
Yes. Like, he plays center field on the Sox.
Right, exactly. He's much better. But no one wants that.
But you don't want that. You don't really want that. And if you look at here's a good thing. Look at your favorite player on Fangraphs, right? Look at their F4. And look at how little defense even counts for, right? Like Daniel Palka last year was overall WAR was just negative. Just negative. He had a negative 12 defensive F4.
Is that runs? That's 12 runs he lost.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. No, 12 wins below replacement. Right?
No, it couldn't be that many wins below.
That's what it's listed at.
No, it's got to be just the runs.
Maybe it's runs, but yeah. But it didn't affect.
See, this is ridiculous.
Did not affect.
He didn't give up 12 runs.
Did not affect his overall WAR whatsoever. Right? I mean, just barely.
And from what I understand of WAR, which is not much, even when you hit a home run to win the game, it really doesn't fucking help your WAR either, though, does it?
Well, I mean, sure. Home runs help your WAR.
Home runs help your WAR?
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I mean, how does he have such a shitty WAR? How did he have such a shitty WAR?
Because
with 27 fucking home runs.
But he had very low on-base percentage.
Yeah, the most important thing on the hitting side is to not make an out.
Okay.
Don't make an out.
So you got to get... if
you don't make an out, the game lasts forever.
So, see, so this is how I've been looking at it, and this is obviously the wrong way to do it. It's I would look at things if you fail, you strike out. That's your F. But if you hit a home run, you get an A. So that averages out to a C. So, you should have, a really good, and then other times. So if you have 27 A's, and then however many F's or whatever, it all averages out and it should be fine, but it doesn't work that way, which makes it even stupider than I thought.
No, it does work that way, but you're just making so many more outs than you are hitting home runs.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of dwarfing it. You can't really keep up.
Such a stud, though. God damn, I miss that motherfucker.
But yeah, in speaking of the Sox, Ryan Cordell doesn't. If you look at him on Fangraphs or on Baseball Reference, he doesn't project as a very good defender. He's not much of a better defender. Either through his arm is about the same as Palka's. His defense is slightly better.
Yeah,
but he's still basically a negative defender.
Yeah, he's a gangly, weird-looking athlete. He's a little better.
He just is thin and a little fast, so everyone thinks he's a good defender, and he's just simply not.
Right now.
Right. That's
correct. We have to keep calling him right now.
But I think a lot of people are really big on this outfield defense, and I don't get why. Last year, I was with our guy, Simeon, they should have put Avi in center, and just had the full house outfield. I would have loved it. It would have been fine.
We should just try to field a whole infield of utility players and a whole outfield of utility players. Utility outfielders and utility infielders. And to see how that goes. That would be fun. Don't you think? I mean, I think we could do that.
There's a couple spots where you want good defense. I mean, you'd like good defense in center field. You'd like good defense at shortstop.
You would hope.
You'd like good defense at catcher.
Yeah.
Materially, you would like up the middle to have those good defenders. But as Treasy says, depending on the park, I mean, some of the does it really matter if you have a great defender at first? Yeah. No, you'd rather have him mash the ball. Left field, the same thing. I mean, Alex Gordon's a great left fielder. Does anyone really want him on? No. I mean, he's having a better year this year, but he's been terrible for 3 years.
I don't want Alex Gordon.
I mean, that should not be your fault. It's nice if the guy who hits also everything. The baseline is all hitting. Okay. You can teach a fucking punt returner from the NFL to be a good outfielder in 3 weeks. You just fucking shoot him some fly balls and he'll run everything down.
Yeah.
And as long as he has any sort of arm, he can be a decent outfielder. But no one's searching for that. They're searching for the guys who can hit the ball and hit it far and hard. So this brings back, people just need to don't worry about the defense so much. When the team gets better, then we'll fucking worry about the defense. Let's worry about scoring some runs right now.
The Phoenix Suns mentality. Fuck defense, just score a shitload.
That's right. If we get Steve Nash, we got the shit.
Yeah.
If Eloy is hitting 30 home runs, be terrible in left field. I don't care. I just don't give a shit. I would love every home run, and I'd giggle when the ball dropped it. Every time you see a Schwarber-esque play out there, you just kind of giggle and go well, we're getting 30 home runs out of this.
Right.
I'm fine with this deal. Let's pay some bills.
If you were at the game on Friday, you saw a big dude sitting up in our section. That was Dan from Dutch Movers. He's a real dude with a real company. He enjoys a Bud Heavy from time to time, or a Bud Light. not a huge fan of the IPAs. You know what else he likes? Packing your shit. Or moving your shit. Or packing, then moving your shit. So give Dan a call at 708-331-2990. And if you want to move soon, make the right choice and get that estimate made today. Summer's filling up fast. Dutch Movers, 708-331-2990. And remember, if it ain't Dutch, it ain't much.
Oh, baby.
Beautiful.
That was well read.
Right?
Really
well read.
Comeback from last week.
Thanks.
I'm very proud of
I
your progress.
fucking wrote it and then read it to myself to
Yeah.
make sure that it read well.
Well,
And
there was also
it was better.
There was no 6'7" and 10 inches.
Yeah, I
you try to
didn't
jam it
know.
in there, you know.
Yeah, you don't always want to jam in the 6'7", 10 inches. Like, you don't want to jam that in.
You gotta be careful.
You got to be very careful with that because that's like a loaded gun. You know, you don't want to just like slam it in there.
You want to make it very artful.
Yeah,
Like the J. Mac-Lena Paul.
yes,
video.
exactly.
So
Man, I can't wait to see that on some free porn site.
you're probably listening to this over what is the holiday weekend for Memorial Day.
Oh fuck no, man! Everyone's listening to this Thursday morning, bro.
Wednesday night when it comes.
Bruh, Thursday morning that's a little Friday. We're into the weekend.
Little Friday.
Little Friday.
So like
I don't know about Little Friday. We got to
know
talk
about
about Little
Little
Friday.
Oh man, Thursday's Little Friday. That's why
I love Little Friday.
I mean,
Fuck, man.
he had Little Friday last week.
I know.
I didn't know if that meant, but I love it now. It's Little Friday.
I've
man.
never heard of it either, man.
Can't believe-
I feel like I've been missing out.
Can't believe you guys don't know about this. But so you're listening to this on a Little Friday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Or possibly
Friday
even,
Eve.
Possibly even Monday. After you're hungover from hanging out with us at Buffalo Wings Ranch.
My freaky.
So I love like these 3-day holiday weekends. Like they're always good. I always get trashed on Sunday. That's always just my thing. But like so for Memorial Day, like everyone's gonna cook out, right? Like everyone's gonna do their thing.
Absolutely.
What do you gotta have for Memorial Day? What makes your Memorial Day right? Let's drop it. People, if you go first.
We're gonna go around.
Yeah, let's
do
just
we'll
go
do a
around.
snake
Yeah,
draft.
I'll do
We
it.
should
Yeah,
do a
we'll
snake
do
draft.
it like a little snake. I'll just do one element right now for me, and then jump to you guys. For me, you gotta have the right kind of beverage, the right kind of alcoholic beverage for a backyard barbecue like this, especially Memorial Day. It's starting to warm up.
Yeah.
For me, I like something that's easy drinking. I would go with some sort of Mexican beer. I'd go with maybe Corona or Tecate or Bohemia or something like that. And I might shock the crowd a little bit with this one, but you might even be able to give me a Mike's Hard Lemonade or two.
Oh,
It's a nice drink for the first warm barbecue of the year.
man.
Just wet my whistle with maybe one or two of them.
I knew
You
that
just have
about
a
you.
twisted
I knew
iced
that
tea or
about
twisted,
you. I didn't want
tea or
to.
whatever.
I was never going to bring it up on the
Jesus.
show. I'm sad that you did. I'm sad that you broke that up. But I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for owning it. You're in the Ken WO league of just owning his Bud Light Lime or whatever he drinks.
So they're having all these ads come out now. They got that Bud Light Orange.
Okay.
And then they have like
that shit looks gross.
There's another one. There's like a Bud Light
Fava bean.
No, it was like another
the Bud Light fuck.
it was another fruity one.
J-Max advertising is
It was another fruity Bud Light, and I remember I saw the ads and I was like, man, I wonder if Ken WO is into the other fruits of the Bud Lights and like is waiting, like our man Loaf is waiting for the McRib. He's like, oh shit, Bud Light Orange is back. And then does he stockpile them, or does he just eat or drink like 5 cases in a day? Like,
I think the thing we could do tomorrow is put up a poll.
Which
of those are the best one?
Yeah,
And
I
see
gotta
what
find
he,
out what
see
that
what he
other one
campaigns
was.
for.
There's no question.
My first thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you done?
No, we're going one at a time.
So my thing is not food related and not drink related. It is like setting the mood, setting the vibe. You need a Bluetooth speaker and you need some good tunes. Because nobody fucking has a boombox anymore.
I like it.
Yeah.
You don't need time. You don't have time to go over and be switching CDs and shit and trying to figure all this shit out. So you need your phone going, and you need a nice Bluetooth speaker that's got a nice battery, or at least charged up, and you just let it play and let those tunes go, because you got to have music.
So what's on your playlist?
Yeah, drop something.
What screams Memorial Day for you?
So for me, like me and my brother-in-law used to go up to Minneapolis and go to Atmosphere's big rap concert there. They have the sound set. So it's definitely a lot of atmosphere in spring, and and you're talking about Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's like this is when the town starts to come out of its shell, because it's been fucking frozen for fucking 4 months.
I got you.
I got to come out. And their vibe of some of their songs, they have a couple summertime songs, they got some springtime songs. You bust that shit out, it's like, hey man, we're getting together, we're having some barbecues, we're drinking some beers.
So it's not too early to get into your summertime mix.
No, well, I mean,
or is it
I'm not dropping "Summertime" by DJ Jazzy Jeff.
That's what I'm saying.
Pitch. No.
You kicking Sublime, or
Sublime you could definitely get into, right? Because Sublime's good year round.
How about some Ted Nugent,
Stranglehold? No. I don't think there's any appropriate time for Ted Nugent. I don't
put on your American flag hat and shoot off the balcony, kind of thing, none of that.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing that. I like camouflage though. I know Ted Nugent's a big camo guy.
Yeah, he is.
I'm a big camo guy myself. Kind of makes me look less fat. But yeah, no. Music wise. I mean, I just listen, man, dude. I mean, since they dropped that Wu-Tang shit, I've been listening to a lot of Wu-Tang.
So let me ask you. You got the whole fam there, right? Because it's very much family holiday. How much old school hip hop are you dropping in there?
I know.
Or is it just not? I feel like I would just play it and just let people cringe.
So we got that. And this weekend will just be the immediate summer family. It will not be there's nobody really coming in, because we've had events going for a while.
So how much Luke Bryant and shit you guys?
No, you know what? She doesn't do that to me.
Okay.
She doesn't put out the country music on me when I'm there.
Okay.
Just much like I don't make her listen to Howard Stern when she's there.
I got you.
So that's our trade off. Our go to on the Google Home these days is Naughty by Nature Radio. Because it kicks a lot of old school shit in there and a lot of poppy old school stuff.
Yeah.
So that the wife's okay and I'm okay, and it makes it work, I
gotcha.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good mix. It's definitely a good mix.
So I think for me, something that I feel is needed, and back to the drinks, I feel it's canned beer season.
Oh yeah.
Right? You're going to be outside. You don't want to have bottles. You just get some cans. That's why when you said Bohemia, I was like, oh, man, Bohemia sounds good. But I'd rather have a Victoria because I could get it in a can.
That's right. It's bottles.
So I'm all about the cans.
They got Victoria in cans?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just in the
bottle. Oh, no, my friend. You can get yourself as many cans of Victoria as you want. And it is delicious. I'll just tell you that much. Because... nothing like a bunch of Mexicans making a Vienna lager. That's just
I love Vienna lagers, baby.
That's the way to get down.
These shits are good.
All right, B-Flip, what else you got on your agenda?
Next thing I got is a tire.
Yeah.
Okay. I call this
a tire.
Oh, I thought you meant a tire.
No, not
that's what I thought you meant too.
I was like, where are we going with
this? Are we going to make a rope swing off the lamppost?
You done?
Yeah.
I call this the casual fat guy drunk. It's a linen shirt.
Yeah.
Some khaki shorts. Could be cargo shorts.
Okay.
I don't have another pair of cargo shorts inside my cargo shorts. Sandals. I'm not a big sandals guy, but for a barbecue, I'd probably wear sandals.
Are they mandals though? Like the Jesus sandals? Or
they're the Jesus sandals.
Flips?
No, the Jesus sandals.
See, I'm all Reefs.
Yeah,
I'm all flip flops now.
No, I'm not a flip flop guy, really.
Oh, dude, you gotta try the Reefs though. Like the best flip flops ever. They're like $50 a pair, but they're the best.
Oh yeah.
Those shits are the best.
Yeah, no, I got the ones where you can. I got that kind. Yeah, I have that kind of.
Those are the shittiest ones, though.
I kind of use those for the beach. If I'm gonna be on the beach.
Yeah.
Also, I choose to wear sunglasses. Now I don't wear sunglasses.
I love sunglasses.
Often,
yeah.
But I like to have sunglasses for the first local sun of the season. So this way you can get nice and sunburned around there. Your eyes will be pale fucking white, and you'll have like the big red face, the big drunk red face, like the guy who went out golfing, but I didn't actually go golfing. And also, I feel like if you wear this outfit, you might be a little tipsy driving home from that barbecue. The cops know, though, it's okay. It's like, that's dead drunk right there. It's fine. Just
He's
let him
okay.
go. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You might have had one too many. You might blow a .081, but we're going to just let him go home.
I feel like this is a Tommy Bahama commercial I've heard before.
That's right.
But you know that White Sox Hawaiian shirt that you like to wear when it gets a little warm out is not linen. That is nylon.
No, I know. I'm talking about a linen shirt.
So you have a legit linen shirt that you wear.
I have several.
Oh,
yes.
I've seen this fucking
my lord.
This linen cabana wear.
I know. I think I know. Yeah, I've got my outfit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry for the disrespect, sir. I had no idea.
That's why I can't listen to Ted Nugent. It just feels wrong with a guy in a linen shirt.
The linen shirt?
Trying to listen...
Wearing some fucking aviators?
Trying to listen to Wango Tango, and this motherfucker's over here with his linen shirt.
So, I feel like it's not something you can really control. There's two things, or one thing you can really control. You guys brought it up. But it's good weather and cold beer. So you got to hope that you get some sun. You get a nice...
Oh, hold on 1 second. Beef, go get some good beer, because this Coors Light is terrible.
Okay, no problem. I'm on.
I can't taste shit, so I can drink the Coors Light.
Yeah, you can have it all.
Yeah, I can't taste anything. I'm sorry that I drank 2 of the Founders All Day IPAs.
No, it's
because I can't really taste anything.
I think I've got some game-used Coronas in there. Maybe I'll go grab.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I got 2 of those in my fridge at home. But you need good weather. You got to hope for good weather. Like, if it fucking rains this weekend, it's going to suck, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
There isn't.
Like, I mean, you got to have a backup plan. You got to have a backup plan. Like, the rain is one thing. Like, if it's cold, I feel like you can combat the cold in different ways, especially when you're going to be grilling.
Right.
You just leave that grill out and
a
couple of dudes hanging around the grill.
Yeah.
No food on it. Just staying warm. Just like we're singing at the beginning of fucking Rocky or something. You know?
Right.
That kind of vibe.
We're sing some doo-wop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, for me, I think the one thing that, like, just screams, like, it is no longer winter. It's summer. We're partying. We're having a good time outdoors all day.
Yeah.
Is encased meats.
Encased meats.
I gotta have some encased meats, whether it is a hot dog or a Polish.
So what's your go-to?
Well, it depends. Depends on who's making
you're going over to your folks' house. Your dad, Mad Max is grilling out.
See, that's
what's he dropping?
See, that's the key.
On there for you.
That's the key because, like, if Mad Max is grilling, if he's got some Italian sausage, I'm all over that.
Does he get his Italian at like a shop, or does he go to Cermak?
Nah, he just
because I see him at Cermak.
He just goes like Cermak. He gets a million Italian sausage or like a bunch. Like a couple weeks ago, we were over for Mother's Day.
Yeah,
and he made some Polish.
Nice.
Some Polish were delicious.
He throws that on the grill, huh?
Oh yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
He does. He's a
grill
master.
Up everything, man.
Nice.
And I was telling some buds at work today, like he's old school grill. Like he doesn't have anything
charcoal,
fancy.
Huh?
He's old, those round Weber charcoal grills.
Yep.
Fantastic. Works every fucking time. Like, I've had him make every type of fucking meat on that thing. He makes the vegetables, whatever. He does it all on that grill. And, like, but for me, like, having that, like, Polish or Italian sausage, sitting around having some of that and some chips and some beers. Like, that is, I know it's summer now.
Yeah.
That's for me, that has to happen on Memorial Day.
Yeah, you stole my thunder a little bit with the sausage because I'm a big sausage guy for a barbecue, mainly because it's so portable.
Yeah.
So I don't really want
brat too, like
brat. That's what I'm saying. Italian sausage,
encased meats across the board.
Polish sausage, whatever. I'm not a big hot dog guy, but the sausages I'm down with.
The problem with the hot dogs is if you don't have a good hot dog, like I've had hot dogs from a butcher shop.
Yeah.
They're so much different than like the bullshit hot dogs that you would think you get from someplace else.
Sure.
Right. And a hot dog on a grill versus a hot dog boiled. Oh God, fucking forget about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much of a better hot dog. So, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your
No, absolutely. And one thing...
you got a bunch of fat guys talking about encased meats. It's gonna get
I got a little horny there on the hot dogs.
One thing I want to bring up on the snackages. So, like, you always have some snacks, and Treasy was saying chips. I'm a big guac guy.
Oh,
I would love homemade guac. I would actually make homemade guac and bring it to the party so that I could have some homemade guac.
But you don't like tomatoes.
I like tomatoes.
Did you throw tomatoes in the guac?
Fucking right.
I feel like the last time I ate your guac, you didn't have no tomatoes.
Okay, the problem is sometimes when I'm making for a bigger group, a lot of other people don't like tomatoes, so I won't put tomatoes in there. I like tomatoes in there. I'm with you.
Tomatoes and the onions and the jalapenos.
That's right.
And then the avocado. Then you put a little lime juice in there. And
I put a lot of lime juice, and I put a lot of salt.
Yes, you got to do the salt. I mean,
you got to go heavier on those two.
You know, I don't know a lot of recipes for a lot of things, but I know that, and I know like pico de gallo. Like I know like you got to match the onion content to your tomato content.
Another Eli.
That's how you do it.
By the way.
Oh baby!
Oh, shit.
Garrett Cole ain't shit.
They are shitting all over the Astros right now.
What I'm hearing right now is Garrett Cole ain't shit, and fuck him. We don't even need to sign him in the offseason. That
is not what I'm hearing. Not what I'm hearing.
So I'm going to use this weekend. I don't know what your guys' plans are other than getting drunk on for Sunday. Is that this weekend to me always opens up like I'm getting shit ready for summer. I'm gonna clean that grill out.
Yeah, this is like is summer's opening.
I'm gonna start raking the yard and make sure everything's good. Papa MSS came through last the R2D2 May 4th, and he killed all of the grass in my backyard. So we are gonna start fresh. And we were
kill it on purpose.
Did it on purpose. Yes.
I got a little lost in the.
He had a little backpack and with his little like herbicide that he's going around and killing the grass, and it didn't work because it got so cold and it was rainy. At first, like it didn't work, so it was just chilling on there. Okay. And then it got hot, and then the grass fucking died. Like so, it warmed up for that one day. And like the grass died. Gonna be doing that. The old lady pulled out a bunch of bricks like last weekend when I was like just drinking at Sox games. Nice. So the yard is almost ready to be rototill, and we might have some grass by the end of the season. That'd be really nice. So
congrats.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Smoke that shit.
No, I'm with you. This is clear out the garage season. This is start like I cleared out the back bedroom. We did the podcast back there. I'll be getting the garage cleared out. I'm sort of like a little bit of spring cleaning around, gutting some wardrobe, all that shit.
Yes.
So I'll close it out.
Oh yeah, you gotta switch over t-shirts too, because now it's summertime. I gotta get my summertime shirts on that go to a little bit lower below the belly.
I got my summer shirt on right now, no sleeves.
I like it.
That was a good call because it's hot as balls in here.
Yeah, I might have to turn on the air for the last couple seconds. But we'll see how it goes.
It's gonna get stanky.
We're drinking beer fast. That's all I'm gonna say.
The one thing that always reminds me of summer and summers past out on out on the beef deck.
Yeah. Burning the shit out of your feet on that.
I don't know if you, if you're listening, if you even have one of these near you, but Cermak Produce, right? Like
so good.
The one thing that they got there is they got these gigantic chicharron, right? So it's like a huge pork skin, like it's just like the entire side of a fucking hog, right? And like it looks gigantic.
Like in the Flintstones when they get the big ribs. That's what it looks like.
Or the shit that Rocky hit. That same thing, but it's just fluffy.
But it's just dried out.
That first time that I come to Beef Loaf's house, and he's out there fucking no shirt on, having a beer, and he's got a big ass fucking 4 foot wide piece of chicharron that he's just ripping pieces off of. Like, it's fucking summer. I know it's summer. He's glistening. The pork is glistening.
Yep.
Like, just, I gotta get in there. Have some delicious chicharron. And it's great. Like, it is way better than that shit that you get in a bag. Like, it's like incredibly better. Yes. So,
shit.
Maybe I'll see that on Monday when I head over to the beef deck, but, we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess find out. You're gonna have to wait.
But if it's not there, summer hasn't started yet.
Sure.
All right.
It's like Punxsutawney Phil.
Now, I hear...
Are you going to introduce it?
I hear that there's some fucking super secret topic that you motherfuckers have. I'm not included on it. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen right now. Go for it, boys.
Treasy,
tell me what you got.
We just got to talk. We just got to really talk. Yeah. Because me and Loaf were talking over the weekend, and And this is when we decided, I think, at the game. We were like, because we were talking about the Sunday soak. Yeah. And we were like, we need to have a chat with him because the hot takes are just not coming out. The fire is gone. The fire is gone.
We're worried if you lost your edge.
We're a little worried about your edge. Lost your edge.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't get as feisty as you used to. You're kind of more like kind of.
What I was worried about is I worry that Treasy's got fat and comfortable for all the fame and wealth that the 108 has brought all of us, and also from his music career. Like I'm a little worried. Yep. He used to tear into things. He used to overtly scream profanities at our listenership through the internet.
That's true.
He doesn't do that anymore. He even gave me a snide look when I made fun of the La Pantera nickname people. He's like, how dare you talk about my people that way? He's got the most tattoos of us, and he has lived the rock and roll lifestyle already. So, like, I understand, it's tough to maintain that pace, but I don't want him to become Steve Dahl.
No.
Remember Steve Dahl, coked up Steve Dahl, and, like, tremendous Steve Dahl, and now he's, like, talking about his grandkids on his show. It's like, we're worried about you. That's all. We just want to see, are you okay?
So I gotta confess. Okay. I gotta confess to you guys. I'm not going as hard in soak as I usually do. Because I kind of want to remember what happens on Game of Thrones. But that shit's over.
It's over.
And Married with Children ain't on Sunday nights anymore, so I don't know what the fuck I need to watch. So I think if you're listening to this, you better be ready for the next fucking Sunday soak. Because much like Elaine's boyfriend, I'm coming hot and heavy.
Or much like A-Rod, coming all over you guys.
Got a quart of yogurt just for you.
Was actually we talked about this in the car ride over, me and Wolf, and said we were going to talk about the Adam Eaton and the Todd Frazier situation.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought we could say, what has more drama? The 2016 White Sox team or the Game of Thrones finale?
You know what, though?
Because, did you watch the Game of Thrones finale?
I did.
All right.
I did.
Because we're going to exclude him, Beef Up, because he doesn't watch this show.
Tracy actually watched the finale at my home, I believe.
Yeah.
And I went to bed.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Bonita Stakey and I went to bed, and then they watched the finale.
Bonita Stakey's going to bed that early?
Yeah. It was like 8:30, 8:15, something like that.
So what did you think? I mean, as a guy that probably watched it like all 7 years or whatever.
Yeah, right? I watched it end to end, and I enjoyed it. I liked and I don't know why we're talking Game of Thrones, but I will just make this very short.
Real quick.
The thing that I really liked was I think most people's one of their favorite characters is Jon Snow.
Yeah,
he's a prolific character.
What a fucking shit show that was.
And so they sent him to the Night's
Watch
at the end.
Yeah.
And
I
was kind of a bit bummed that he was going back there,
mm-hmm.
right? Like, he's getting sent back there. That's kind of a non-thing. Like, it's just kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And then he leaves and goes north of the wall with all the wildlings.
Yeah.
Where was like the only time that he was ever happy in the show.
Pretty much. It seemed like
so,
when he was a
prisoner.
And
he was like a prisoner during that time. So like, I thought that was a really good end to his story arc where like he's finally free. Like he's like the thing that he's wanted where there's like no real ridiculous government. He could just go be a guy that's out there living for each moment, right?
Yeah.
And he died for those people, so like they probably like him.
Right.
So I thought that was cool. And I did like Sansa telling her uncle to sit the fuck down. That was great.
No, that was funny.
I'm done with that.
I didn't think that it was going to be... I mean, it was going to be hard to wrap something up that people, like, loved, right? And I read that some guy's tweets, like, he had, like, 6 tweets, and he was like... And I had been thinking this, too, and I think a lot of people were thinking this, and he was just like, this is why it's different, and why Game of Thrones feels different this year versus all the other seasons. And majority was that the people writing it now are going towards something, whereas George was like just writing to fucking write. Like he was just like, I'm gonna keep this going because like if I have 27 books, all the better, you know. Versus guys that are like, we have to fucking end this shit. We don't know how we're supposed to end this shit.
Yeah, and for me, like I this is why things like this are different to me than like baseball, right? Like in baseball, I can watch the game, I can see things happening, I can then go try to quantify.
Yeah.
If I saw the right thing, like if I understood what happened, and I can make valid assumptions over what should happen, what should not happen, what people should do, what people should not do. In this case, it's just, did you fucking like it or did you not like it?
Yeah.
And if you didn't like it, I don't care because I liked it. Right. You're not going to convince me that I all of a sudden didn't like what I watched. Right? So, that's why I think entertainment is very different, right? Like, people that tell you that, like, whatever music you listen to sucks, they're full of shit, right?
Yeah,
because if you enjoy that music and the people who are making that music enjoy making it, like, what the fuck's the difference?
Yeah, it doesn't
matter. Right? Same with shows, 100%. Same with all that stuff. With baseball, no, I got a very different take. Fuck people that are not good at it, and I want you off my team. I think it's time to pay some bills.
Last week, I gave a $5 off code for hoodies. HoodRat5. We then saw cold-ass temperatures right after that. If you were the ones who ordered one, all I can say is, you're welcome. Do you know how you can now access... Did you know that you can now access our merch shop via an add-on at FromThe108.com? You better. So hit up the merch shop. And because it worked so well last week, take $5 off any hoodie this week. Use the code HoodRat5 for $5 off the rest of our hoodies. We should have some new koozies, hats, and shirts at the watch party on Sunday. So come on through and check that shit out, and it will be available on the website, I'm guessing Monday or Tuesday.
Hell yeah. And now it's time for overtime. Beefloaf, you got a question for us.
Baby.
Hello.
In honor of my daughter... playing top 40 music all the time in my home these days. She's 9, so you get to a certain age, you start listening to music and all sort of this, but you break into something, and she's in the top 40, so I hear lots of stuff. I wanted to ask you, gentlemen, and myself, what's your favorite current pop song that will embarrass the shit out of you in front of our audience when you tell them?
So, I'll go first, and
go for it.
Most of the pop music that I listen to, because you would think that it might be like Quarantine, like playing stuff. But if Quarantine's got control of the radio in the car, we're probably listening to either country, which I just tune out, right? It's like I just go deaf and just don't listen to it.
Really?
Or we're listening to she's got Broadway show tunes on.
Okay.
Right?
Man, and that's a mix.
That is quite a mix.
Holy shit. I would take country over the Broadway.
Oh, I definitely prefer the Broadway.
I was going to say, I care less about the country. I maybe would be interested in hearing the Broadway show too.
And this ain't no, shit-kicking Waylon Jennings, man. This is the new pop country bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit more palatable.
Yeah, fuck that. So the pop music that I usually get is in an Uber. I'm riding in an Uber. So, I don't know a lot of the names.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, every once in a while, something will catch my ear, and I'll kind of, glance up and see, what's the name of this person that's doing this song. And, actually, it's funny. I think this is Bonita Stakey's, favorite.
Yeah.
And this is one that, usually catches my ear, and I'm just I kind of enjoy this voice.
We all have the same fucking song.
Mine's Halsey.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna go with her catalog because I've heard a couple different songs. I think it's pretty. I don't know. She's got a unique voice.
She does have a unique voice.
The fact that she has a unique voice catches my ear, so I know that it's that person. And I'm not embarrassed about that shit. I listen to whatever the fuck I want to.
No, I agree with you. And actually, Halsey is the most palatable of the music she listens to. In fact, I would go out on a limb and say, if I were her age, I'd definitely be listening to it.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
And I also had Halsey. So
really?
Yeah.
Which song?
Bad at Love.
Oh, she's good jam.
Yeah, it's singing French. That's great.
Yeah. And then, because I was looking... I had to go through... I also don't really know the names of things.
Right, yeah.
Because my daughter is more into pop music from when I can kind of remember pop music, or more recent or whatever. She listens to, as we talked before, Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl, is into now likes All About That Bass by Meghan Trainor, which is not very new. And the other song, the fucking Shake It Off by Taylor Swift.
Oh.
She loves the video. It played.
Yeah.
And she at first goes, Daddy, I don't want to watch this. And then she's like, I love this. Let me watch this again, please. So I was like, all right. So we let her go. So that was one I was going to go with first. But then I was like, but there's always tunes at this one thrift store that I go to over by Pete's Fresh Market. Like, they're always listening to the Serious Hits 1. And I hear everything when I'm there, right? And that song, that Bad at Love by Halsey, was like a song that I'm always like, oh, that's fucking good. Cause it's like a rapish, like type of like speaking and then a singing. And then, this was the first time I actually looked her up and looked at what she looks like. And she's like a new wave Pink. Like, she just kind of looks like Pink.
Yeah, she did a Saturday Night Live. I saw her on Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
That Saturday Night Live was not very good, but like, I think they did like a really funny track with her. It was like was it like a Valentine's Day? It was like a really weird Valentine's Day thing where like the kids are giving the weird Valentine's Day comments and shit. Yeah.
And I got another take with Halsey is she has a video, a vertical video for Without Me, and she is totally showing off her tits in the entire show.
I think she's very attractive.
She's like dumping water onto a wife beater, and like you can see everything.
Right through.
Spoiler. Not my Sock Summer Speed. That's not what I'm into. And not my brand. Not my brand of wet t-shirts. But hey, maybe somebody else is into it. More built for speed for those people.
Beefle, of your question,
I like comfort.
That's my question. The song I chose, I like the song, not only how the song sounds, but I like what the song's about. The artist also doubles as my favorite drink at Starbucks. The Ariana Grande. And the name of her song is Thank You Next, which is basically a song about her plowing through boyfriends.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that she learned from those previous boyfriends and how she's better for it.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of guy that, like, I consider no situation or no thing that I have to be in wasted.
Yeah.
No time is wasted. I'm going to learn something from something. So I really connected with this song. And it's catchy. And it's a great drink at Starbucks. So I had no choice but to choose the Ariana Grande Thank You Next.
She has a lot of fucking hits. Like, ridiculous amount of hits. And all her songs sound very similar. And today, I saw a video of one of her songs, and I understand why they're hits, especially with probably males that are into pop music, because she's basically walking around, like, naked in her videos, or very sexual. She's like crawling on fucking shit. Who crawls on shit in videos?
All music is sexual. All music is sexual.
Dude, I mean, like, you're
there's
saying,
nothing
like,
sexual about Local H.
You're saying really right, but think about when we were young, man. Like, TLC was out there, like they weren't wearing a lot of clothes, man.
Do you remember the first video that I remember going, holy shit, was Christina Aguilera's Dirty. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is intense. Like, that's the first one I remember.
I mean, there were Madonna videos way before that.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No, I didn't see any of that shit. What? Oh, come on. I didn't have cable.
Oh, man.
No.
You didn't have the
box.
The box.
You didn't have
the box. Was the box.
You need to bring that back.
No one knows what the box is. Why don't you explain what the box is?
Oh, yeah.
It's a cheater box.
No. So there was a station on television back in the day, and it was called The Box. It was the video jukebox.
Okay.
Right? And so you could call in and like request a song. Like not like you're talking to somebody. You're like just typing in, I want song 345. And that's, Luke's I Want to Rock. Right? And so you'd be watching this fucking station, and it's people just paying like $4 to play a song.
Oh my God.
And like, there would be times, especially like late at night, where like the same song would come on like 2-3 times in a row.
Yes.
And it was Luke, so you're trying to finish yourself off anyway, so you're good.
But like it comes back out again.
But like, yeah, I mean, like it was an interesting channel. I mean, it's basically like if you go to a bar now and like they got those jukeboxes that you got from your phone, and you could pay an extra $1 to skip the next guy.
Yeah.
Like that is the whole idea of this, but this was on television.
And it was videos.
It was videos.
That's
it was
bad.
videos.
I mean,
it was
a popular one. Like you're right. Like I Want to Rock by Luke was super popular. Rico Suave by Gerardo was super fucking popular.
What was that Irk and Jerk song? Got Me Doing It, baby.
Yeah.
Like that shit was a
another bad creation. Like that was
that
era of stuff.
But it was not. It was not synonymous with what was on like MTV.
No.
Right? It was like, it was a very different group of songs. And like people would, I mean like, you know, I'm pretty sure Beefloaf got his ass whooped for dialing up a few Luke songs on our phone bill, you know? So,
they charge the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Charge their
Baby.
phone bill,
That's
baby.
where the $4 went, man. And $4, $8, $12 a little too much for Mad Max. You don't want to pay for all that shit. You know what? I'm going to bring that up to him next time I see him. Here's your $12, motherfucker.
That would be good. So we're speaking of old school. Do you guys have an old school pop song that you can bust out right now, or is that not going to happen?
Oh, I mean, like,
because I wrote one down just in case.
Old school pop, like I listen to a bunch of that stuff. But
like, what's your favorite? Like, so what's your go-to like kind of pop song that might be a little embarrassing for the audience to see?
See, it's tough because when we were younger, like you were into a lot of the pop shit, and like Michael Jackson was pop. So like, there's 20 Michael Jackson songs you could bring up. Or
that's hardly embarrassing to have a child molester singing songs that you're like.
Allegedly.
Well, I mean, allegedly like 27 times.
Oh man, this is a tough question because I
mean, because you guys are prepared for it, so I don't want to put you on the spot. Like I just have.
All right, I'll give one to Teresa and give one to me. You're gonna take Cyndi Lauper, "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" as yours. Now you give me mine, whatever it is.
Oh
man,
whatever
you can think of.
I'm gonna go with Aha, "Take on Me."
Oh, that's such a good song too. Such a good song.
That was a little more new wave-ish than it.
Yeah. But it won like 19 video music awards.
The song that I'm trying to think of, like I have the video. Oh, I got it now.
What is it?
Sledgehammer by
fucking
Peter Gabriel.
"Groove Is in the Heart."
Oh, yes, that's a good song too.
Yeah, D-Light. Like that. So like that was the song. I had it pictured in my head. Saw Bootsy Collins like playing that shit.
You know who's the rapper in that?
Who's the rapper in that?
Q-Tip. From Tribe Called Quest. Yeah,
Get out of here.
Yeah, like he does the freestyle. Like when they break it down.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Dude, baby." You know, and then and it's Q-Tip, like just jumps in and starts doing raps.
Yeah, I always like that track.
What you got?
I wouldn't say, I don't know if I would consider those, like that one pop though. Like I feel like it's a better song than pop. I know it was popular, but I don't know. I don't know.
It's a pop song.
I don't know. Anyway, my Len, "Steal My Sunshine" would be my go-to as like a shitty pop song that like it would probably be somewhat embarrassing for people.
Yeah, that song sucks.
It does. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. And it's definitely not the B-52s. Or D-Light, excuse me. D-Light was better than B-52. B-52 is a little bit more poppy. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I have a thing for that song.
They did some shit with R.E.M.
Because he got boots. I
just know that they got a Chrysler and it's as big as a whale. About to set sail.
Oh,
wow.
All right, it's time for the shout-out.
Tin Roof.
We got Beefloaf.
The shout-out. The shout-out's a segment where we return to our roots. Where we don't forget where we came from, which is White Sox Twitter. So today's shout-out goes to a man that My Sox Summer has in the past said is very big to the 108 movement. But he's also a very big man. And that man is Jeff the Giant.
Oh, yeah.
His Twitter account is @SoxOfWhite, SOXOFWHITE. He looks like he's an actual giant, so I'm not sure. But he lives in Canada. We've never met him, so I'm not sure if he just like puts tiny furniture around his house and takes pictures to make himself look enormous, or he actually is enormous. But I think he is enormous because his son, I think his son's name is Evan, he posts videos sometimes of him dunking ridiculously in basketball games. So I think that they're both fucking gigantic.
They're just big in general.
He's from the Pacific Northwest, and he's a giant dude. He might be like Aunt Bunny. He might be part Sasquatch.
He is a Yeti.
He's a Bigfoot. He's a Bigfoot.
And his children, they're big feet too. But he's another one of the crazy characters that makes up White Sox Twitter. Funny dude. Most of you are probably already following him. Like when I was writing this down, I was thinking, we're probably not going to add many followers to Jeff the Giant's group because he's already got a bunch of followers.
He's a pretty nice guy.
The people who follow him love interacting with him. So, but I just felt he needed a shout out. It was time to give him a shout out. We're already this is the 23rd episode, and we hadn't gotten to him yet, so I wanted to make sure that we got to our guy, Jeff the Giant.
Well, you haven't been doing the shout out for every episode.
No, I started at episode 7, and I missed an episode.
Shit. Okay.
So I've got a list of all the people who've been shouted out just to make sure I don't double the shout out.
That's a little, that is a little taken, you kind of slighted him a little bit.
Yeah, it took a while. It took a while to get our guy.
Yeah. He's probably been listening to every episode going, when the fuck is my turn? Right? Even though we bring him up like every
all
other
the time,
episode.
exactly.
Well, now it's time for Last Call.
All right. So
I hear
let's go.
I hear that our guy, My Sock Summer, has a beautiful graduation speech for the graduation season. Why don't you lay it on us?
Well, a continuation of last week when we talked about what was your favorite part of senior year. We've got into graduation, and this is the time of year that lots of celebs get invited to graduations and make some speeches that always sound awesome and put to some great music. I want to toss my hat, and your guys' hat if you want to, of the Drunk Uncles of White Sox Twitter into the ring, as I have not been asked to participate at any graduation by either my former high school or my college, because they just have not recognized the brilliance that is the 108. Here I go. Congrats to the class of 2019. Hopefully you get to experience some life even with the crippling debt that you most likely put yourself into by going after that degree. And hopefully you majored in business, because the only guys I know who used their degrees majored in business. You know how much more money I would have if I had learned to trade? A shitload more. You know how much more money I would have had I stayed in state and worked my connections here to land a decent job? Much, much more. But do you know how empty my story bank would be? So fucking empty. I wouldn't be able to entertain the fine folks in Section 108 with my stories had I not taken 10 years off from my Midwest life. I would be more boring than I am broke. And that is no way to live your life. People will buy you stuff if you entertain them. Trust me. So if you want to move across country, out of your parents' house, into Indiana, and just see what happens, fucking do it. You might struggle, you might hate life, you might get lonely, but you know what? That might force your weak ass to go the fuck out there and talk to people. Do you know what I did most Friday nights at Huntington Beach when I first moved there, when I knew 3 people? Went to a dive bar and watched movies on closed caption. I drank $2 Bud Light drafts and had a shot of Jaeger from time to time. Oh, and I smoked a shitload of cigarettes. But you know what was the best part? I met some really fucking interesting people because I was out there amongst the drunks. No interesting story ever started with, so I stayed in tonight. You guys got your fucking Tinders and your Bumbles. You got your emojis that are some code or some shit. But nothing beats the old hi. You got an idea of what life should be like and friends that post pics of their perfect life on their Instagrams, Facebook, Snapchat, all that shit. And that's exactly what it is. Shit. Most of your friends will be living the life and keep racking that buying new shit, getting onto that next shit, but maybe you should enjoy that now shit. Most things you think you need, you don't. Most of the things that you think will bring you happiness won't. Especially if the price tag is the issue. The hard work to get the item will be way more valuable and special to you than the money ever will. Because money will come and go, like most of your whore ex-girlfriends. Foster your friendships as much as you do your social media. That guy you've known since kindergarten is going to have your back no matter what you do, unless you do some really bad shit to him. So don't do bad shit. Be a good person. Do stuff you think you want to do just to make sure you don't want to do it. Unless you want to do heroin. From which, what I've learned from intervention, no one really wants to do heroin after they do it. And that shit will kill you. Stay off the pills too. That is white collar heroin. The good thing about alcohol is that if you can only drink so much before you start just puking it up, trust your natural defense of alcohol. And smoke weed, because that will calm your ass down from time to time. And again, if you smoke too much, you might just get fat or pass out. Lastly, take some rest. No one thought 3 fat, almost naked, drunk guys in a hot tub talking White Sox baseball would garner any interest. Well, look at us now, baby. We have a podcast and literally thousands of fans. Do you want to do a podcast on cats? Beef Loaf's will fucking subscribe to it. There is an audience for everyone and everything. Seriously, it's fucking crazy. So as a drunk uncle of White Sox Twitter, enjoy your summer between major life events. Whether it be between high school and college or college and real life, this summer is always a fun one. And if you feel lost, know that you always have 3 guys in Section 108 that will drink a beer with you. We won't buy you a beer. Well, maybe Loaf will. But we will certainly drink one with you, and we'll always talk about how cool we used to be. Especially me. Congrats to the class of 2019.
That was
beautiful. That was wonderful. Cheers. I loved every moment.
That's going to do it. We will see you Sunday at Buffalo Wings and Rings. Fucking come out. Let's have some beers, especially if you are one of these class of 2019 that are legal to drink.
Yeah,
and can
come through.
Come out, have some beers. We'd love to see you. We will see you very soon.
Special guest, My Sock Summer.
Peace.